Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to, I believe, the 26th session of Shadows of Sorcery, but I'm not actually sure because I didn't check before we started the stream.
If only we had the ability to count
If only there was some kind of archive of previous
lost
streams
magics.
No, I think we are on session 26. Anyway, joining us tonight, we have our prodigious players, including but not limited to Elfie playing Prodigious Maximus.
Hello, Big Prod.
We have Ingvar Svan, played by Lydia.
Get me out of this sand pile.
Darren Moran, played by Lying.
Greetings.
Horace, played by Rakan.
I was gonna follow Elfie's lead, but I realized that would just make me whore, which is not a good idea.
And last but not least, the Librarian, played
I
by...
took a big bite of garlic from me.
What?
They took a big bite of garlic bread right as you introduced them.
Well, they heard me doing introductions, so I don't know what they were expecting.
I was hungry.
You're making me hungry for garlic bread, damn it. I've got biscuits.
I have steak.
And
I have
I'm
cheesecake.
the librarian, yeah. I like garlic bread, now it's canon.
Ladies and gentlemen, all variations thereof, welcome to the 26th session of Shadows of Sorcery. Who wants to do the recap?
I'll do it.
Rakan, I nominate you.
Why am I always the tribute? Okay,
Sacrifice
No
the
one else
bird.
volunteered.
alright. Last time we fought a massive snake, and we killed the massive snake, and then after we killed the massive snake, there was a big dramatic scene of this guy who was Red Flags incarnate, trying to basically telling Horus to take a sword, any sword, and Horus got one that he was upset about. We ended up having a bit of PvP until we basically all group hugged Darren, I think it was, and held him down. Held him down. Everybody got a hug that day, and then we broke out, ran away because apparently things were getting dicey, and now we're in the desert. We also got Prod. We got Big Prod.
Big Prod, baby.
You did. That.
Big Prod.
That's a pretty decent summary, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, our brave adventurers, shall we say, ventured into the Fey Realm, fought a Medusa and her pets, had a bit of a conversation with an Archfey, and left with a sword and a new accomplice, shall we say, and ventured through a strange crystal that whipped them out of existence towards a sea of white sandy plains, from what you guys could tell. White sandy dunes. Very, very bright white sandy dunes. Okay. Right. So, last we left off, as you all put your hands on the crystalline snowflake that was held in a pedestal in the Silverlight Temple, we come to an empty space. The five of you don't see each other. You're just floating in an empty void room. And then, woof, the five of you land about, well, The five of you appear about 3 feet off the ground before whoomph, landing in soft snow. What at first you had thought to be some form of white, sandy, sort of desert-like landscape turns out to be white dunes of snow. The 5 of you have landed in a sort of wide expanse of wasteland. The specific area where you've landed is in the center of 3 large obelisks. The obelisks themselves have small runes carved onto them, and in the center there is a small sort of tower, carved stone tower, about maybe 5 feet high. And in this space, the 5 of you have landed. And I will quickly open up the board for you all.
Oh, we're gonna board this session? That never happens.
Oh my.
Oh, I was worried I was the only one stuck in the black abyss.
No,
No,
you are
More
not.
theater of imagination for us.
I'm summoning in the board, and I will get you guys in here soon enough.
Today we're playing the imagination game.
Ingvar. Oh, right. I need to make. Oh, right. Wrong mini. Hold on. I'm catching up to this. Don't worry. Okay. Boards. Players.
I'm very
Summon
worried.
players. I like how you all immediately selected the mule.
Oh, we have the mule back.
Yeah.
The
Also,
mule's
How the
here!
fuck did you get here?
the mule is actually listed before Darren in my screens.
Yeah.
Clearly, one is more important than the other.
Yes. So, you've all landed in a snowy wasteland by the look of it. And in the distance, the 5 of you can see a relatively large white and green tent that has been erected on the hillside above this Fey gateway of sorts. Who wants to roll a perception check?
I will. I get that rolls out the way.
I want to.
I won't bring
do
his face first in the snow, so he's not going to say a thing.
Well, I'm a dwarf surrounded by glaring white snow. This is not going to go well.
I got a 14.
I stand corrected. I got a 19.
Fair enough.
I'm not even
Pick you
gonna
up.
bother.
What do your small eyes see?
What
Wow.
What's with my dwarven eyes, which are very definitely more intended for inside
Which
a
are still
cave.
held in the arms of still held in the arms of Big Prod.
Yeah.
I like to think you're just immediately sun blinded by like this fucking white light,
Exactly.
and the only
Yeah.
thing you do see is horse because they're the only dark shape in this massive snow biome.
Oh
Right.
dear.
I'm just
So-
instantaneously snowblind.
What you see, Darren, and what most of you see in this sort of empty, snowy duned landscape is a lot of dead trees. And towards that tent-like structure, which sits sort of to the northeast, you see a couple of things. Firstly, and interestingly, you see the top of what looks like a mast.
Oh no, not another ship.
And then next to the tent, you see the shape of what looks to be some form of horse or donkey. You weren't really sure. You saw this through the crystal before you left. But now, in person, you can see that it is definitely an animal of about a donkey's size. And you also see what looks to be a campfire burning. And as you see that, you realize that it is actually quite cold here. Quite chilly. What are the rest of you doing?
I cast Locate Donkey. It fits. No.
Good grief.
Probably just getting my bearings. Just
Prod is doing a prod, and will be just going. Hi, I'm Prod. You look kind of hurt. Does anyone look kind of hurt, by the way?
Let's see. Do I look kind of? I'm at like 21 out of 39, so I guess.
41 out of 49. I
Okay.
mostly just took slap damage.
I regret
no,
nothing.
I'm just gently
Sorry,
rubbing your
but
cheeks, like I'm sorry. And can I lay on hands, please?
Yeah.
And give you some. I can do that. Let's say twice and give you 10 hit points of damage back, if you'd like.
I mean, don't spend it all in one place.
I would like 10
The only hit point that matters is the last one, after all.
Yeah, and I'm still holding Darren this entire time. I reach over and just gently stroke the librarian's head as well. By the way, I'm sitting like 2 feet above everyone here, at least. You are all tiny people compared to Big Prod.
Very
I am
curiosity. What level is Lay on Hands?
It's not a spell, it's a
It's
feature.
not a spell.
It's a
Yeah,
cantrip.
that's feature.
It's cantrip. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I can do that as many times as I like per day.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Uh,
we should be worried that that's a thing that Lucian asked.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, it's level.
No, it's a cantrip. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
I immediately start
Yeah,
casting detect
I'm
magic as a
I'm
ritual.
just worried that Lucian had to ask what level that was, because that means that that's a relevant detail here.
I don't know.
No meta, we die like men.
Do need to get my first level spells up though.
I would just like to say Horus is like 3 feet tall. A prod is a titan to Horus.
Horace, do you want any hit points back?
I'm fine. I'm fine, don't worry.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. How much?
All right,
time
big
has
whore-
passed between
little
you
whore.
and the thing?
Little whore!
Hey, little whore.
Oh my god.
No!
Well,
Did you just say Horace is
nickname.
fine? Like,
I
"Hi,
shall
little
not
whore."
stick for the rest of the adventure.
Give you a little
Oh,
pat on the head,
no.
but I don't lay on hands you.
I'm so glad we're such great friends already.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's almost like a convenient plot contrivance.
Jesus.
Oh,
No,
No,
Big
I
Prod's
think they're
like,
pretty good.
we're friends?
I mean, you did help us not die from a massive snake. That sounds like the best beginning of friendships in my terms. Then again, my experiences are so far is being saved from drowning and this. So the bar was quite low, admittedly. But I love it though. There was a bar and you passed it. Good
Oh,
job.
thank God. Okay,
Here's a sticker, and I give one of those like great reader stickers out the librarian's always carrying with them.
Big
no.
Prod, like you see a tear. You see a tear rolling down their cheek. This is the best moment of their life. At this current point. They are still holding on to Darren for dear life.
Of course.
It's an emotional support dwarf at this point.
Come get your emotional support dwarf.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Fine, was just wondering what the fuck's going on at this point. He's a very confused man.
I'm just Big Prod's ignoring you at the moment. He's just found new friends.
Thanks.
Shouldn't we?
Can I
Where the
make a
fuck are
survival
we?
check to see if there's anywhere to cover from this incredibly snowy and unhospitable environment we found ourselves in?
Sure.
That is a natural 20. So
Oh.
22 total.
There is a lovely looking tent about maybe 200 feet away up the hill.
We should not freeze to death. Tent,
Yeah, I think.
tent over there?
Good call. Good call.
Okay.
Let's investigate.
So, the five of you start trudging through the snow, which is pretty deep, actually, up the hill towards the tent. It takes you about...
How many inches is the snow? Am I going in knee deep?
Oh, it's
It
like,
has a good personality.
It's like a foot and a half. It's like a foot and a half of snow.
Oh, I am waist deep.
Yeah, you are waist deep in this snow.
Can I offer you an arm? If you want to climb up. I've held 6 cheerleaders at the same time.
Are you asking the bird person if they want to perch on you?
Yeah.
I thought, are you offering me a piece?
Did you take it?
Yes, I will climb upon your shoulder.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with Prod's help, the five of you make decent time, carrying the small figure of Horus. It takes you about 20 minutes to
you got
cover the distance between the bottom of the hill and the fairy sort of gateway that you have managed to pop through. When you're about 100 feet from the tent, you all hear a voice. Stop right there. The voice echoes from around you all.
Oh, hostile. Stop in our tracks. I assume.
Yeah. I don't have much choice here, but yeah.
Stop right there, then.
What are you doing here?
Misadventure?
Bit chilly.
Oh, I'm the librarian, and this is my adventuring party. We kind of teleported here from the Fey realm. It was a bit of an emergency, you see. Would you allow us to step into the tent that I presume you're speaking from?
We call ourselves the Thesians.
Roll a persuasion check, librarian.
Okay, great. My social skills are actually alright, because I'm a warlock. This is the first time this has ever happened for me.
It never comes up.
Who could have
14.
guessed, librarian? Good at talking?
14. Okay. Alright. So. The five of you sit there in silence for about a minute. And the silence is heavy. Almost oppressively so. And then, librarian, actually, Darren, you see this first.
Oh.
But librarian, you feel this second. When a heavy 8-foot tall figure rises up out of the snow behind you and and puts his arm on your shoulder.
My shoulder?
No, the librarian's shoulder.
Okay.
This figure, for those of you who can see him, librarian you cannot because he is behind you. But for the rest of you, this seems to be a bugbear.
Oh.
Albino bugbear.
Oh.
With bright white fur. Obviously, the model doesn't reflect that, but
yeah. Albino representation, so bad in
Wait, there's a model. Yeah.
Yes, there are 5 of us here now. Yes.
And he puts his arm on your shoulder, or rather, he puts his claws on your shoulder, librarian. And you feel something sharp dig into your shoulder slightly, and he goes, "Who sent you?"
Us? We just came out of that stone circle over there. It wasn't really a choice.
Planned.
Yeah, it was more of
He
an
narrows
either or.
his eyes at you. And you feel his claws dig in very slightly. Sharp source of pain. And then they pull back. And he lifts them up to his face. And looks at you, and you can see and you can feel where those claws sank very slightly into the skin. And you see the faint, deep, blue-purple blood that drips very slightly from the tips of his claws. And he goes, "You are a servant of one of those Fey creatures, aren't you?"
No. I'm the librarian. I don't serve anyone except the library.
You bleed like one.
I'm back.
And he sniffs. And looks at you with untrusting eyes. And then looks towards you, Darren.
Oh.
And goes, "You, dwarf, do you trust this one who weaves lies?"
Can I just say, really unfortunate for this guy that he's asking the rogue.
He's asking the dwarf.
I guess I will try to persuade the bugbear that this particular person is an imbecile and is absolutely harmless.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
I'll say, don't fail me now. Damn it!
Oh!
No!
Oh no.
Oh, that's
I was basically telling the truth.
I just audibly heard the Boulder 3 fail dice thing happen in my head. Just that.
So that was a natural one.
That was.
That's unfortunate.
What do you say?
Look, I mean, I trust this guy as far as I'd throw him, but he's a complete idiot, and I think you'll find that out when you have encountered him for about, 5 minutes.
He could throw me pretty far.
That's a lie, but nonetheless.
Can I try and make a point by trying to throw the librarian?
Oh no.
Goodbye, 10 hit points. I just got him.
It's into snow, it's a soft area. Maybe I pick you up, and because I'm holding everyone else, I drop you, and that's what makes it a nat one.
Sure,
I couldn't trust him as much as he could be thrown. Oh fuck, I've dropped him.
Are you going to attempt to resist being thrown?
I enthusiastically don't resist. The librarian is just
my.
Okay,
smiling.
Okay. All right. Roll me a strength check, Elfie.
Oh
my
boy,
God.
oh boy.
With disadvantage because you're still holding Horace. Unless you want to drop Horace.
No,
Fine with being
never.
up. Okay.
My
5.
guidance.
5. So,
Oh, that's a save. Hang on, that's not a check. Apologies, apologies. Wait, no. Can I roll again? Or is that...
Is it a
that
different
what
mod?
was the roll you got? What was the dice roll you got?
So that was a plus
Not
4. So
one.
actually, it would be a 4. It's actually a 4. Never mind.
It was
So-
a nat 1.
It was a nat 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Unfortunately so.
You stride over to pick up the librarian and attempt to help with Darren's nat 1 persuasion.
I can trust him as far as I can throw him.
And you grab the librarian by the scruff of his robe. And you lift. And the robe's seen some shit these past few weeks. It's not in the best condition anymore. So as you lift, the robe just kind of rips. And you just pull away the hood of the robe. And nothing else. So librarian, you no longer have a hood.
Oh.
And the
I just made friends
bugbear
with this
looks at
guy.
you all and goes...
You're all fucking idiots.
The bugbear looks at you all and goes...
How could you not see our good intent now, sir?
We're all just fucking idiots.
Could I interest you in some erotica?
What the hell was he hiding at?
I show the drum on silver rivers that I have still with me.
Okay, so you're attempting to bribe this bugbear with lesbian erotica.
The lusty Argonian maid. I
I mean,
see.
it'd work.
Yeah.
You know what
I
he's
think it's
into, I
worth a try.
suppose.
I think we've got too many nat ones to try anything else.
Maybe.
We have to run out of them soon, though, right?
Hey.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't write that.
The bugbear looks at you all and just sighs. Just
Yeah, that's right.
and
Oh, that's it.
vanishes.
He's had enough of our shit.
Also valid.
Do you blame him?
And then I head towards the tent.
As
I
you
think
step
that was a warm
forwards-
welcome.
As you step forward, you all hear again this voice just coming from around you, not so much with no specific source. And he says, "Turn back the way you came, or I will not be so polite."
Don't really have an option on that.
I mean, we could go back to the statue, set up camp, and send out someone who, you know, has some really good non-fucking up energy.
In this party?
Can I pull out the pink cape with the emblem on it and say, do you recognize this crest, sir?
I'm sorry, you're
To who?
pulling out the pink cape.
Yes. With, I think it was Ed's character's family crest on it.
No, it has the symbol of the goddess of nature on it.
Damn it. I wrote it down wrong then.
Yes, you did. It is a magical pink cape that has the symbol of the goddess of nature embroidered on it in emerald thread.
Let's see.
Sad.
Could?
Oh well, I guess I can detect magic on his invisibility if we want to just rush him, but I don't think that's the way to go.
No.
You guys have tried some. You've not rolled particularly well with this guy, and he's not particularly trusting of any of you right now because you kind of just popped out of the middle of nowhere through a fake gate, which he doesn't seem to have a good experience with.
Yeah. Why don't we try and set up camp and be cozy, nosy neighbors?
Is that alright, Mr. Head Voice Man?
You hear a gruff sigh, followed by, "Just stay away from me."
Has any of us
Okay,
noticed
you
that
don't need to
donkey
be
yet?
so broody.
Oh. Anybody know? We should probably start a fire. I feel like we might freeze to death here.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. Lucian, how long has it been since we entered the Fey Realm to now?
You don't know.
As in, like, in terms of our time, not relevant time. As in, like, has it been a day or not?
Oh, in terms of the amount of time you guys spent in the Fey Realm, as far as you're aware, about 3 days.
Oh, okay. Then I need to reroll.
That reminds me. I would like you all to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Where's my wisdom button there?
Well, actually, why do I have such good wisdom?
5.
Wow.
7.
6!
Where's the 19? Holy hell.
6.
Fuck quantum dice.
So,
I mean, is Ingvar the only one with a brain at the minute?
Ingvar.
We're all going to die and not even in combat today.
You are the only one who remembers going through the Fey Realm.
Oh, fuck.
Oh! Oh, this bodes poorly.
Oh,
The
shit.
rest of you, when you try to recall the memories of where you've been for the past few days, all you can recall are fragments and shards. Small bits and pieces of twilight groves, a strange snake woman, and a weird old man. That is the only thing the rest of you can remember. You, Ingvar, can remember everything.
Oh, fun. Post-traumatic Feywild disorder.
But, you know, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. How would I notice that my sword is different then?
Same sword.
So you
Alright.
just don't know that you're a new class then?
Yeah, I just don't know that I'm a cleric, apparently.
Actually, no. With this, Rakan, with
Yes?
this, with everything that's happened with this, you wouldn't have to roll for this. It's just the rest of you.
Oh.
So Ingvar and Horace, you guys remember. The rest of you do not. Also, that means, big prod. You have no memory of the past 15 years?
Even now, I was stoned most of that time. I don't even
You
know
were
that's.
stoned most of that
It's
time.
been 15 years.
But
It's been like 8 days for me, max.
yeah, it's been about 8 days for you, realistically, to you. But
To me?
you have no idea
don't know
what's
anything yet.
happened in that period of time.
Yeah.
Your
This has
joints
been-
feel a little bit stiff.
Well, don't they? No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
So, bearing all that in mind, I will allow you to re-roll those persuasion checks, actually. Because...
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So re-roll that persuasion check, librarian.
Oh, are we retconning? Okay.
Yes, we're retconning very
Retcon.
slightly.
Natural 20.
Natural 20! Okay!
Complete opposite side.
Amazing, incredible.
So happy to see you!
Okay, question, is that on the bribing with the erotica, or is that the you can trust me?
No, that was the second roll. So that was the technically also the bribing with the erotica. As you speak these words, the bugbear looks at you all, this mismatched band of people that are wearing not all of you aren't really wearing clothes suited to this area. You, Big Prod, especially are not wearing clothes suited to this area with your massive titty window. So, and he looks at you all and goes, "All right then," and sneakily snatches the book from you.
Tomorrow?
And walks off towards the tent.
Can I go
They
follow
issued
him?
him a
And
library
gestures
pass
for
yet.
you all to follow.
Well,
It's my
I guess-
one book I can check out as well.
I guess we follow. Giddy up.
I suppose we saw the man.
On the way, I asked the
onwards,
librarian
noble
if he's got any other any other books to check out.
I have an assortment of letters. They're not very
I'm alright.
interesting.
Not a big reader. And then I just go in.
So, as you all approach the outside of the tent, you see two things that are very distinctive. The first is that there is, in fact, a donkey sitting outside this tent. The second is outside the tent, on the other side from the Fey portal that you guys had arrived through. There is a large iron and wood vehicle of some sort.
That just came into existence. Okay, sorry, I'm scared by that.
Zelda building noise.
Jump scared by a stationary car.
A bit like a trolley. Only if there was a memory. Anyway.
So, the first thing that you notice, Horace, is the donkey. Because the donkey is very familiar looking. It has saddlebags. It has this strange sort of white fur streak along one side of its neck. It has a couple of scars. And on its back, it is carrying a large strongbox. Very familiar looking strongbox.
Horace?
The donkey looks up at you, shits, and goes back to eating.
That sounds like Horace.
Yeah, that's Horace, alright.
Oh,
just gonna
wait,
try-
he could speak before?
What?
Huh?
No, he couldn't. He communicates through shit.
He shat.
Don't
He
we all?
shat on the floor. That is what he did.
Okay, I thought he said shit and then looked out.
No.
Okay.
No, he shat on the floor and then went back to eating. He's quite literally shit-talking you all.
The weird thought it was just like that he looked at us
Thank
and then
you,
said
Mark.
shit, then went and looked back down and started eating. He was just done to see us again.
Oh, Little Horde, there's a bigger one of you?
Yes, this is, don't call me Little Whore, please.
Don't make that a thing.
What's wrong, little horde?
I do not approve of this naming.
What about tiny slut?
No! Please do not make that a thing. We have to stick to some of Twitch's terms of service. Please, we can't break all of them.
There's gonna be one left for the pot at the end of the shitstorm.
Maybe just call him Little Crow or something so it's slightly better.
Little Horace,
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just not whore. This is how a donkey, Horace. He just rub the like top of his head. Sorry for leaving you out there, buddy. I'll be. But well, this is a fucking miracle. Who would have guessed we'd find him here? Just
You hear
look towards the
from
bugbear.
inside the tent.
Yeah.
I picked him up in a town a few weeks back. He was looking for someone.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake on our part, leaving him out there.
I did not want to carry a donkey through 2 feet of swamp water.
And in hindsight, I don't think he would have appreciated coming with us to the Feywild. Just like Rubber said, sorry about that. Horace, we'll try and avoid doing something like that again. Excuse me, I'll go piss for a second. Be right back.
In game or out?
Maybe both.
Both is good.
So what the rest of you see as you take in sort of this campsite, there's a pair of campfires burning, one smaller than the other. One's got a small pot of what looks to be water. The other, there's a spit turning seemingly unaided over the large fire. The tent itself seems pretty extravagant, but the machine that sits next to it is unprecedentedly strange. None of you have ever seen anything like this before.
Well, ain't that just fancy?
Can we investigate it?
Sure.
That'd be seen as rude.
I'm just curious. My intelligence is -1.
Roll me in and do you just want to look at it, or do you want to actively investigate it?
Big Prod's not gonna touch it because that would be a very bad decision because they break a lot of stuff. But they're gonna bring Darren, still holding Darren, over
Still
just to have a little
Darren
look.
And Horace.
Yeah, Horace is here. Darren's under the arm. Again, emotional support dwarf.
Okay, so your speed is reduced by half at the moment. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
Because you're
that's
carrying
fine.
2 people.
I got a 2 with a -1. I got 1. It sure does have wheels on it.
It looks big and
I
messy.
feel like it could carry an animal, like a donkey, and it's meant to be pulled by a donkey and have a donkey inside.
I think it's a bit
And
big
that's-
for a donkey.
Nah, it's fine. I bet
I think
that
we're going to
donkey
have a good
pulls that.
time with that.
Just
They might be onto something. You never know. I sure don't.
if anyone else wants to investigate.
Does anyone else want to try and investigate what this...
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
I
Impossible
guess.
or brain cell.
I'll investigate.
Yes, investigation.
Okay, so for anyone who is proficient in it, they can use Arcana if they wish.
Oh yeah.
Well, both
Oh,
investigation
I'll
and
do Arcana.
intelligence are both.
I got a
plus
22.
I got
I got
an
9.
18.
Did someone just throw a
Most-
ball on the map?
That's a dice.
Most of my
Oh.
engineering knowledge is derived from dwarven mining equipment, but I got a 19.
So who got above a 20?
Me.
Okay, so Darren and Rakan, you guys haven't really seen anything like this before. It's mechanical. You're relatively certain about that. But the design is so strange and obscure that it's not really, like, it just looks so odd. There's all of these little levers and belts and pulleys, there's massive gears, there's all of these sections that look like they could move or break. What you two do notice is that in the center of this creation, there's a faint orange glow that's just sort of thrumming. Librarian, you don't think you've seen something like this before. But it does look familiar. You're relatively certain it's some form of arcane locomotion. And you think... I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, boy.
Oh, darling.
14.
14. It takes you a moment. But eventually, you grasp at something. A stray thought at the edge of your mind. You remember something like this. Not ground-based. Something that flew, but looked similar. Something in praxis. And when your mind lights on that word, the word praxis, you feel an intense pain overcome you. And you take... 3 points of psychic damage.
That's gonna add up.
As you're all standing around out in the cold, you hear from inside the tent, "Well, are you coming in or not? It's going to storm soon."
I will definitely go inside.
Yes, chef.
Yeah.
Just one more.
Yes, sir.
Oh god, come on.
Oh, I see the librarian. Does the librarian like flinch at all, or look like he's in pain as he's taking psychic damage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, he just got a fucking migraine.
I go, it's okay, it's pretty cold, little buddy. And I give you another little head rub. And do you want 5 more hit points?
Oh no, don't waste it. I'm on like 28. I'm okay right now.
Okay.
Thank you for the head pats.
Emotional support head rub anyway.
Okay, so you all walk into the tent and you see a relatively bare tent, but it has wooden flooring. Really nicely varnished wooden flooring. Which doesn't really make sense for a tent. It has a couple of tapestries on the walls. There's what looks to be some form of hammock bed at the back, and a couple of packs strewn about. In the corner, you see this large cylindrical metal container that has sort of like crystal or glass on the sides, on 3 points on the sides, and it's glowing this very faint orange. It's quite obvious in the corner of the room. There's a couple of small pieces of lighting around, and the bugbear is standing near a desk at the back and looks to you all and goes, "Well, what the hell are you all doing out here? This is no place for underdressed travelers."
Well, we were in the Feywilds, but then we got chased by spiders, and it was kind of a last-minute decision on where this orb of some sorts. I'm not really. It's like an orb portal sort of thing. It was showing us different places on where to go, and we just kind of picked the one that looked. We saw the tent basically, and thought, "Yep, that'll do." Hit the orb, and boom, off we went.
Is that right?
It also had the pressure of something. I can't remember.
I don't know why I'm here, but I know I'm here with my friends.
Oh yes, who are you?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
I'm a
Wait.
friend.
Yeah, no, this is guys. This is Prod. Remember, they were stoned while we were in the Feywild.
Yeah,
Well, I know I look that hard, but I'm flesh and blood. I promise.
You were literally,
What?
you were literally made. You were a stone statue that we unstoned. Is that a word?
Yeah, I suppose
Softened
so.
up.
Yes.
My mind must be. Anyway. Welcome in to the gang, I guess.
Yeah.
Am I part of the gang?
Yeah. We're happy to have you.
Prod starts the little bit of a tear again, being included in something.
Yep, there's a contract and everything, and I hand out a
There is
library
not a contract.
flyer.
You don't find anything in the library.
God damn it!
No,
I don't
that
have many books right now, but if you want to check them out when I do get them, there you go.
Thank you. And I don't know. I pick you up too. I'm holding 3 people now. A little, just giving everyone a hug.
Oh, group hug!
It's getting a little bit cramped at this point.
How are you
yeah.
this strong?
Oh, yeah. Prod is
just
so proud of
down
the
there.
fact that they can pick. You can tell Prod's main ego thing is the fact that they can lift multiple people at the time, and that's where it's at. That's his baseline happiness level if he's holding multiple people.
carry
Sorry.
friends. Be happy.
Be happy.
I know Ingvar just feels left out because he's the only one not being hugged.
Aw, do you say that in character? Does your character say that?
He doesn't say it, but he kind of looks a little bit put out, I would say.
Join the gang, buddy! And I'd
It's
scoop you
really
in.
warm in here.
My wingspan is pretty huge. I can hold these 4 people. I offer it up to the bugbear.
Roll
Does the
me a
bugbear
strength
take the hug?
check at this point, Elfie.
A strength, yes, boss.
Strength check.
Come on. Normal roll, please. 12.
So as you go to pick up Ingvar.
I don't pick up Ingvar. I give them a little hug.
No. You open your arm, which on which Horace is perching, and Darren is being held, and the librarian is being held, and you go to hug Ingvar, and you lift, and then you feel a sudden click in your back. And
Oh, no.
You can't
Oh no.
No.
move anymore. It's starting to hurt.
Are you okay?
Prod.
Put us down.
Has like this fixed smile, but you can tell they're in severe pain, but they are never gonna say a word about it. So they go, "This is a great hug, guys!"
Trying to
so
a medicine check.
very gently, still holding on to Darren. This is emotional support now. But they let go of everyone else and be like, "Hey, dude, why don't we group hug around someone?"
I think we might need a massage.
Wait, actually, could I do combined sleight of hand and medicine to like whack their spine back into place?
Give me a medicine check first.
He just, please let this be good.
Medicine 8. This is not going well so far.
Ingvar's standing by with cure wounds, just in case.
You heard the click. The click was pretty audible. And you notice that Prod's posture is suddenly very rigid. You think you might know maybe how to fix it? Roll me a sleight of hand.
4.
You spend the next 5 minutes running your hands up and down the back of Prod's
Is it
pretty
better yet?
muscled shoulders. You don't find anything and nothing happens. Prod's
Damn it.
still very
much in pain.
much in pain.
But also, it's kind of hot.
Oh my god.
But he's not having a good time. Sorry, Alfie just needs to laugh. I'm gonna mute.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
Just
dear.
Can I spare the dying? This dude's back. 'Cause at this
Your
point,
back-
that disc is toast.
Your back has been spared.
Prod just sits down. Just sits down. and goes, why don't we just look around the tent and talk to the bugbear, please? And he just holds Darren.
Some calisthenic stretches while we do that, but
We just all do a little yoga Pilates.
I like how we completely fucking ignored this intimidating bugbear in his line of questioning to do this bullshit.
The bugbear is just
I did
watching you
answer.
all with
Look,
this
the bugbear needs to
look
understand
of
we're a
utter
loving group.
confusion.
Ingvar just looks back with a I am so done with this shit face.
Wait, let me. I want to summon Construct on the observer to just kind of like rattle against their back like a massage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
We're all a bit.
Roll me an
lost.
Arcana check before you do that.
What? Okay.
I'm fine, man. I'm fine.
No, it's
Please.
21 Arcana. This is gonna be the best back massage you've ever seen.
You're not sure if it'll work, but it's certainly worth a try.
It's got motors. Like arcane motors.
It's just gonna look like as,
Yeah.
as it just goes down his back.
Okay. Alright.
Okay,
So,
let's talk to
rest-
the bugbear, please.
The rest of you watch as the librarian pulls his hands through the air, and you see these silvery geometric patterns appear. And then a little bluish gold portal opens up, and this, essentially a pill bug, skitters out of it onto his palm. It's about, maybe about 8 inches long, and segmented metal carapace with about 12 legs, and these 2 massive oculars that sort of look way too big for its body. And you place it on Prod's back. I would like you to roll me a dexterity check for the observer. Librarian.
Okay.
Not 20, not
After
20, not
observer,
20.
Let's see what the thing is. Let's do the roll first and then add on.
So the observer
believe
gets
they roll-
3.
Okay, so that is a 22.
God damn!
Okay.
Why are
do
you
I
using all your
only
good rolls on massage?
Because it's important!
So, you
Also, I'm just
place
imagining
the
this is a hex
observer
bug.
on to Prod's lower back, and you concentrate. And Prod, you feel small metallic legs start to poke into your spine. And a second later, you
Weird.
feel something go... And a massive flare of pain shoots up your spine, followed by a sudden relief as your entire body just relaxes.
Prod lets out a moan that is just way too much for that moment. Yeah. And that's it. That's the tweet.
That's my TED talk.
That's
Beautiful.
the TED Talk. And just maybe lies down on the floor for a bit, just again cuddling Darren.
Can I be released, please?
No.
You may make an athletics check against Prod to attempt to escape Prod's grasp.
We've done this grapple before. I'm not letting you go.
Yeah, but maybe I'll get an advantage of some description, or maybe I'll
My-
get lucky.
You would have made
Advantage because
an
they're enjoying the
advantage
massage
before.
so much.
You
They're
gotta beat a
muscles
21.
relaxed.
You gotta beat a 21.
Oh, geez.
Fuck.
15.
Nope. You are
Because it's against my
Firmly-
athletics, which is a +6.
firmly within Prod's grasp.
Someone, please.
May I borrow the emotional support dwarf?
This creature is not respecting my personal space.
Are
Do you wanna
having a
switch
fun
out?
time, Darren?
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I am presently not fine.
We was trying to get you, but you know.
I'm gonna address the bugbear and be like, "Thanks, man, for letting us crash in your tent. What's that?" And I point over to the orange weird thing.
The tall cylinder in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh Christ,
Okay.
camera.
So the bugbear, who's still just staring at you all in mild horror and fascination,
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair.
goes, it's an arcane power core designed
Oh.
for my mode of transportation.
Oh, you mean the big thing outside?
Yes.
But a donkey drew that. That's pretty cool.
No, not the donkey, Prod. Not the donkey.
Oh.
Horace
Yeah,
isn't big enough for the.
So sorry for the intrusion. I guess to answer your question, we kind of got. Yeah, I mean, Ingvar basically answered the question, but yeah, we kind of have no idea where we are right now. Though seeing, could you tell us what the closest city is?
The closest city. The closest
Yes.
city here would be Valistov.
Valistov. Would I know anything about Valistov?
Roll me a history check.
All right, I'm actually pretty good at history. Okay, 1 second. History. 9. Not that good, apparently.
It is a city in the north. You know that much.
You know what? Sometimes that's enough. And just like, well,
One among your
That-
number knows quite a bit more. But that's all.
yeah,
Carry on.
yeah. Just well, at the very least, we're back on the. We're on the main continent. There's a silver lining there. So
Right plane of existence again.
that's one. I mean, don't think we would like being stuck in the Shadowfell. So, what's the plan now? We need to. Shit! What was the name of the city that we were traveling to?
Big place, McCityville.
Roll
Metropolis?
an intelligence check if you can't remember it yourself.
Oh
Well.
god, we're all gonna make that.
This is why we need the note taker in the party.
14. The thing is, I add my notes onto a Discord server that has all of my other notes, so I'm searching through it right now.
7.
Begging and pleading for you to use obsidian.
18.
Absolutely not. 14.
So,
I don't think it's
at home, but I kind of think I've got it wrong.
Ingvar, you remember the city that you were all heading to is the capital city of the Radavi continent. It is called Fernholm.
Hey, I got it right!
Baronholm, yes.
Yes, I knew that totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
I did roll the 22.
Barnholm. Sick!
Baller.
Like, oh,
I'm so glad we're remembering what we were doing in the first place. It's been a while.
Look, we do these sessions, and wild things happen to us every single time, and the notion of an overarching plot is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. It's character based.
Exactly.
We had a session where it was dream sequences, and that was after we got attacked by a tree, and then we got attacked by more tree, and then we were in the Feywilds.
As far as I'm aware, you guys have only been attacked by a tree once.
Was it alligators I'm thinking of?
It was toads.
Oh yeah, toads happened as well.
got attacked by a giant scarecrow.
Yeah.
Are we just going? What? Are we
and
just going through all of the things that we've been attacked by?
Yeah,
Yes.
being attacked by
I
the
think
tree that was trying to shove us into the mother tree happened like a session after we fought a bunch of frost wolves. So
I think this is probably a good time and place to do this, considering we are literally in the middle of nowhere with probably very few people around that this would matter to. But Isaac was assassinated.
that too, yeah.
Yeah, so Isaac, it turns out, wasn't, that... Me and, Librarian have a guess on who the assassin is.
I mean, it's not really... he spelled out the name.
Yeah,
I just hand the letter to them, which just go like, oh, look at the first letter. Yeah, they killed him.
Oh.
You have no idea.
Were we
who
talking
this
to the
is, by
bugbear?
the way. And the bugbear just goes, "It's Isaac."
He was in our party a few checks hand weeks ago.
Well,
He was a good friend of
He
ours.
was a very good friend. He was apparently poisoned by this person we were meant to deliver a letter to. So we're probably going to have to deal with that at some point.
yeah, definitely. We gotta figure out a plan.
I have a kind of plan, if you want to hear me out. See, whenever
for it.
anyone would commit egregious acts such as this in the library, we would flee them and then set them on fire and strike lightning on them.
You know what? I
think
like
would
that
be quite
plan.
a good plan. I don't have the hooks anymore. They were back there, but I think if we pull together, we can really make this work as a team.
Bit extreme, don't you think?
Nope.
He murdered our friend.
Yes. Okay,
Justice has no extremes, and I try to
draining the
high-five
life
the librarian.
force from his body through a magical poison to the point of paralysis, and then we watched him wilt away.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Just flaying always sounds a bit extreme. But yeah, honestly,
Much easier done than said. Okay.
It doesn't sound extreme enough, if you ask me.
I'm rethinking my place in this group. And he holds even tighter to Taryn. But you can tell he's shaking a little bit now because of all of the talk of just being mean.
For the love of God, please.
Ingvar's pretty passive until you piss him off or something.
Release me from this paladin prison.
Okay.
Wait, may I borrow the emotional support dragon to calm down? The dragon? Dwarf
Dragon?
dragon.
I wish.
You have the dragon
Oh my
ready.
god damn it.
I say yes, and I tightly pass them over to you.
He just kind of holds down.
And then I pick you up, and then you, whilst holding him, are now my emotional support dwarf.
Why is this my... I'm a 6-foot dwarf apparently now.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, what? Sorry, I don't actually know. What species are you?
I'm
Oh,
just
you're
a
a tief-
plain old... Me, I'm just a plain old human.
Yeah.
Human. Okay, I hold you instead. Sorry, I thought you were a dwarf.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, it's alright. I'm just gonna put... I'm gonna put Darren gently down and give him a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Mr. Bugbear, can I ask your name? Sir?
That's no.
Name is Elban Mantfall. You
That-
may call me Elban.
Elban. Yes. Could we ask, do you happen to know the direction to Farrenholm?
Farrenholm.
Yes.
Farrenholm is 9 days' journey to the south. Well, 9 days by foot.
I'm assuming you're referring to your vehicle?
My
Ah.
vehicle could get you there in 4, maybe.
We could probably walk that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but if we, would you be willing to offer us a ride? For a price?
I need to make a supply run soon. I would not be opposed to assisting you out of this frozen hellscape.
That would be very much appreciated.
But I will require something from you in return.
And what's that?
Your word. You will tell no one of where this is, or what I am doing out here.
That's absolutely fine with us. I mean, I don't even know where we are, so...
I'm not even entirely certain what you're doing here.
I'm dumb.
We were never here.
Well, where you are is the Bitenfrost Wastes. The northern...
The frostbitten waste?
Bitenfrost.
Okay,
Bitenfrost Wastes is the current location.
Could I make like a check to see if I know where that is? Or like
Yep.
where it is in relation?
Roll me history.
24.
24. Okay, so you know that the Bitenfrost Wastes are high on the northern end of the Radabi continent, to the point where they're basically right at the top. And it's essentially you have Farrenholm, the capital city. Then above it you have Valistov, and then above that you have the Bitenfrost Wastes. And the Bitenfrost Wastes essentially border the northern oceans before what is known as the Ice Crown, which is essentially the equivalent of the Arctic in this setting.
Okay. Would I know any alternate routes that might get us there quicker?
You do not have much knowledge of this area other than what you've read in books. There are probably ways to get through quicker, but most of your knowledge is hundreds of years old at this point. You can think of a decent map from where you are to where you need to go. But what Elban's told you seems accurate, that it would take between 9 and 12 days to get to Farrenholm. It would take about 7 days to get to Valistov.
Well, it's not that far off, so we're not going that much of a detour.
Can we bunk here for the night before we go on your big, not donkey cart? Please?
You did say the storm was coming.
Yes, there is a storm approaching. And you all look out and you see, in the distance, you see heavy grey clouds sort of looming over in sort of the northwestern skies, coming in from the oceans. And you realize that actually where you are is relatively close to the sea. You can see floating icebergs out in the distance, which at first you thought it was just like shining mirror-like ice, but it is in fact the glimmering waves of the ocean itself out to the north. You are right at the tip.
So Elfie knows what's going on. Can I roll to see if Prod can figure it out?
Sure.
Like, what's... Okay.
Roll me a straight intelligence check.
Oh, that's...
Could it be survival? Okay. Oh,
15!
That's pretty good.
That's
Okay.
pretty good for a -1 intelligence. He's
You're
like,
getting the gist
he
of
looks
it.
at the floor, and he looks out the little flappy bit of the tent, and he's like, there was a stick. Oh, are we on a boat? And he like looks straight at Bugbear like he's like figured something out. This is the most intelligent he's ever felt in his life. He goes, are we on a boat? Is this your boat? And that's it.
I was gonna say you were getting more of a gist of it than that, but fair enough. If that's how you want to interpret it, the Bugbear looks at you and
If
goes,
I've got more of a gist of it, can...
like, with a 15, I'd say you've got a pretty good gist of the situation in general. Like, you've spent a decent amount of time before the Feywild roaming around. So you've got a decent, like, sense of survival. So I'd say you have a decent gist of it.
Okay. But that's all he says anyway.
Oh,
Bless
dear
you.
me.
Bless you.
The Bugbear sort of just stares at you strangely, and then turns to the rest of you and goes, you can take the floor for the evening. When the storm clears up in the morning, we shall begin our journey. And he gestures outside and goes, there's still some more beast over the fire if you want to have something to eat.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought Kazuma might have eaten it by this point.
Casimir is here.
Oh, I thought he... Oh, we're just back to having a dragon around the neck while he's not actually summoned on the field for fighting.
You do not see him at all.
Oh,
I think
Alex, my dragon is missing.
Kazuma? Oh, shit.
Oh god, we lost a white dragon in the snow!
Oh,
It's a silver dragon, but
close enough.
as you step out into the snow, you notice that lying next to Horace is a very shiny lump that's sort of curled up. And as you look out, you see Kazma poke his head up over Horace, this silvery dragon, about the same size as Horace at this point.
Oh, big boy.
He's a medium creature, so he's pretty big now.
Yeah.
Lord, just
I'll
listen.
like look for that.
He got a growth spurt. All right. Well, that's good to see that. Still fine. I was concerned for a second there. Gonna be honest.
Hmm. Should we bring him in the donkey in case the storm sweeps them off their feet?
Oh yeah. I'm worried Horace is gonna shit.
Horace will, in fact, probably shit.
Almost
Just as like a
definitely.
statistical thing, if you wanted that perspective.
Guaranteed, really.
Yeah,
The
I think
donkey
it's.
has its own shelter.
Oh, that's good to
You
know.
all seem to be more familiar with it than I.
Yes, he's he's our carrying mule.
Wait a minute. How did you get from all the way in the swamps up to here in the time that we were gone? I sent that letter out. Must have been, I don't know, a few days ago?
What do you mean?
The note. You did get my note? Nice donkey
The
drew it.
bugbear pulls a crumpled, very tattered piece of paper out of his pocket and presents it to you and says, "You mean this?"
Oh, perfect. Yes, that was. Oh, he did find a good home after all.
I picked it up off of a trader a few weeks back.
Well, you wouldn't mind if we got him back?
I have no use for a donkey. It was a temporary convenience. You are welcome to it. It means I have to feed less people. Things.
That's very
Can-
generous.
Prod's gonna give him 5 gold pieces anyway, as just a thank you.
Be right back.
So, this will fetch some decent rations for my next excursion. Okay, so as night closes in, the storm clouds roll in as well. And you see the snow start to fall, which then turns into a blizzard. And then everything gets colder and colder. And Elban zips up the tent, or buttons up the tent rather, and you are all left to sleep the night away in the tent itself.
Hey.
And it is dark. Who is keeping watch?
Guess I'll start since I have the dark vision here.
Okay.
I'm back.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, goody. We've already established that I suck today.
Well, you did do pretty well earlier, so we'll see.
Once. Plus 1. Got it. 12.
Oh. The storm batters at the tent, and you hear the blizzard whipping at the various ropes and flaps. You don't hear anything above that. Very loud. But your watch goes by without incident. Who's taking second watch? Or who are you waking up?
Prod
Darren?
will. Actually, yeah.
I'll give Ingvar a nudge.
Okay. So
Ingvar's in my arms.
Okay, so you both wake up. Prod and Ingvar. You both wake up and take watch. Roll me perception checks, both of you.
What's me
Or
perception?
one of you with advantage.
I'm going. Whoop. Fine balls. So that's 11.
14.
You do not see anything much. Is there anything you would like to discuss during your watch?
Yeah. Yo. You're human, right?
The
Sorry,
last
I'm
time
very bad at telling the difference.
The last time I checked, I was.
Oh, cool. Like my, one of my parents was human.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, maybe? Probably. I don't know. I grew up in a monastery. I didn't know them. I don't want to, well, I do want to, but I don't want to know them. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Kind of.
did you play sports in school? And he's just gonna go on this long rant about, like, some weird, obscure, magical sport, which is also part performance, and he was on the team and also on the cheering squad, and you're gonna be talked at for at least 45 minutes to an hour about this sport, and that's it.
He's going to be very confused at the end of it all.
Yeah, and that's a big
At
problem.
the end of
And then he goes,
Ingvar, you learn a lot more than you thought you wanted to know about the Calist Monastery's practices of performance training.
yeah. It's Calist Monasteries. You learn that he's actually a paladin. Like, it might not have been obvious, because he's... I don't know if everyone gives off the vibe of their class, but you do realize he's a paladin on a quest. It's not obvious what the quest is, but he definitely wants to be a knight. And is not living up to that task at the moment, but is trying his darndest.
That's always the best.
And he occasionally attempts to inquire what you're about, but you get like 3 words in, and then he's like, "Oh, and another thing."
Hey.
Okay.
At least it's less dark than Ingvar's story. Oh dear.
Yeah,
So,
that's all.
your watch completes without too much going on. Who do you wake up next? For what?
I'll let Invar choose, because I don't know these folks too well.
I just point to Horace and go poke Horace. Wake him up.
I go, little buddy, little hot. Oh no,
yeah,
you don't like that.
but-
Little.
Yes, please don't call me Little Hole.
Sorry.
It's fine, that's fine. Morning, right, watch, right.
Sorry.
That's fine. I know how it works, don't worry. Good night. I'll go take my watch.
Okay.
Lie down, still spooning Ingvar. I feel Ingvar's broken, but I just don't want to talk about it, so I just cuddle.
The man hasn't had this much touching since he can't remember
Marriage?
when. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm. Okay.
Since the
Horace,
stoning.
Roll
Yes.
a perception check.
Okay. Where is perception? I'm blind. There we go, found it. Oh, 18! Pretty good.
Okay. So, as the blizzard continues to batter the tent, at one point it sort of subsides and snowfall starts to come down again, and it's just sort of a gentle snow. And you peek your head out of the tent flaps. It's a nice night, gentle weather now that the blizzard itself has sort of run its course. As you're looking around, you notice out of the corner of your eye a small silver gleam you look over and you see Horace. You see Kazuma wrapped around Horace.
Oh.
But the silver isn't coming from Kazuma. You squint, and then it's gone. But you could have sworn that you saw that silver was coming from Horace's eyes. But you squint, and then you realize that they're closed. So how could that be?
But just like double take for a second, rub my eyes, and just like must be more tired than I thought. And just like continue my watch quietly as I just like look at the sword, look at my the new Horus, and just well, you guys want to talk now?
Hello. Your voice is faint, but I can hear you.
My voice is heinous?
Faint.
Oh, faint. Okay. I thought it was just dissing me. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Just is there a better way to communicate?
Meditation can help in communicating with spirits and gods.
I suppose so. Well, I guess I don't want to break my watch, so I'll talk to you once we're on the road.
Very well. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing else happens during your watch. Occasionally you hear the faint of the arcane core that's in the tent. And you watch as sometimes it sort of glows and pulses this gentle orange glow. Nothing else happens.
And after that, it's one more watch, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Just walk over to. Wait. Yeah. Walk over. Who's left to take watch? Am I being an idiot?
The librarian.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm gonna walk over to librarian and just gently poke him on the side. Librarian. Sorry. It's your turn to take watch.
Another tree? Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's just watch. Just watch. Are you all right?
I'm fine, why?
You seemed a bit more spooked than usual.
Oh. I suppose.
Are you all right?
Yeah, probably. I just had I had a migraine earlier today. It was a bit weird.
All right. Horace will remember that. Just look. It's your turn to take watch. Be careful, all right?
Sure thing. Have a good night's rest.
Thank you. And just lie down and fall back asleep.
Right. Librarian, roll me a perception check.
Is my observer still up?
How long does your observer last?
Let me check. I think it's actually only a couple of hours, which is what I was going to ask. Warlock level divided by 2, rounded down, so 4 hours.
4 hours. So no, your observer would not be up anymore. You can resummon it if you like, but
Hasn't been a long rest yet, so yeah. But
yeah.
okay. No, I'll just stick with this then.
Okay.
Perception. 10.
10? Okay. The snow has subsided for the most part, and you don't see anything, but you're pretty preoccupied by your own thoughts at the moment. What is the librarian thinking about right now?
The librarian is thinking about the word praxis and why you recognize that cart and something like it. Something like the airship we originally came on from the mining city. Something that was similar with that power core that we saw in the tent. And trying to understand what that has to do with Julia and that man he saw in his dream.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check.
Nat 1, so 4 total.
Think and you think and you think, and by the end of it, as the morning light's rays start to crest over the glistening sky that's out to the north of it, you can't think about what any of it could mean. It's all so archaic, so different. None of it makes sense. It's something. You know there's something, but it's not coming to you. As the morning crests and the lights of the twin suns slowly pour over the northern shores, the five of you wake, freshly rested. You may all apply a long rest.
Yay.
And the Elban.
Who's this going, yeah, haha.
Ah.
Get a long rest.
Elban gets up out of his hammock, steps outside, and gestures for you all to do the same.
I'll off we go, I guess.
As the five of you step out into the cold snow, and Elban steps out with you, you all watch as he turns to you and says, "We will acquire food, breakfast on our journey. But for now, I need to pack up." And you all watch as Elban holds up this small pyramid-shaped leather type object. You're not quite sure what it is, but he opens it up, and it's like someone made a pyramid out of sticks and then covered it in leather.
You can't just fix it by hitting it! Plug the cable back in!
I don't
Why
think
did you
that's
fix it by hitting it?
Fixed it.
How
This is the
did that
demon
work?
way.
Can you do that with our
Make it
dryer?
work.
Hmm?
It's better
Can you
now.
do- Yeah, it's better now. Can you do that with our dryer?
It's tilted up a
I
little
wish
bit.
I
but
could.
Yeah. How? Why did you think that would work? And why did it work? Oh, there we go.
no,
Oh,
never
it's
mind.
gone.
Okay, so yeah, I think I know what's causing the problem, but don't worry, it's fine. Anyway,
Doesn't seem fine.
he holds up this small pyramid that's made of sticks, has hinges on the corners, and is covered in leather. And he opens it up, and you see inside of it there's what looks like a miniature version of the tent. And he taps it with a finger, and you all watch as the entire tent just lifts up, shrinks and sort of pours itself into this tiny little container. And where there was previously a tent, there is now simply a blank wooden floor with a box and some bags and a carpet. So the entire tent sort of vacuums itself into the piece that he is carrying.
My dude.
How
Almost
in
kind
the
of sick.
fuck?
Everything that's left is simply the arcane core, some lanterns, a couple of bags, and a large chest in the carpet. And the floor itself as well. Which, as you all watch, he walks onto the floor and starts moving some stuff onto the cart. And he gestures to you, Prod, and says, "Would you mind?" And seems to be asking for your help with loading stuff onto the vehicle.
Help. My bag's great.
Okay.
No, those.
So, within a few minutes, all of the various bits and pieces are loaded up onto the vehicle. The floor, lovely wooden varnished floor. You watch as as the bugbear, Elban, goes to a corner and presses his palm down into this small square piece of wood. And presses it down quite hard. And as it lifts back up, you watch as that small corner lifts up and then folds over and over and over and over and over and over until the entire floor starts folding itself up into this long, thin piece of sort of like a large wooden 2x4, basically. And it folds itself up into this large piece until eventually the entire floor just disappears. And it's just a snowy floor beneath. And he picks up this large 2x4 and slides it into a set of hook sections that are mounted to the side of the vehicle. And everything's packed. And he climbs up the side of the vehicle and sits down in the large sort of seat that is at one side of it. And picks up the arcane power core that he'd left on the side there. Picks it up and slides it into this large slot on the side of the vehicle. And you all watch as the vehicle itself goes and starts humming. This loud, sort of broken, gravelly sound. And then you all watch as various gears start to click into place. As the whole vehicle sort of starts to come to life. And he gestures to the back of the vehicle and goes, "Well, we're not going to go anywhere with you three standing around, or you five. Come on." And he gestures for you all to board the back of the vehicle.
That's
Oh,
one
yeah,
big donkey.
It's not a donkey.
Uh,
My accent just came out with it, Jesus.
yeah. I'm still. Are we still spooning?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm carrying
Still
you all the way
carrying.
up.
Still
I need
carrying
an
the
emotional
car.
support thing to love. And yeah.
Well, carry me over then.
Carrying on. We get the
Grab the donkey.
big Horace and little Horace on the top cart too, right?
Yep. So Horace and Kazma and everything else, you all get on the back of the car. There's not much space, really. It's pretty tight with all of the various objects and the donkey and all of you. It's just enough space. Velvet Coach, thank you for the raid. Welcome. We're doing some
Hello.
D&D. But yes, you all board the back of this large vehicle, and once you're all aboard, there's a heavy sort of sound as various cores inside start to click into place and power starts to be generated, and you all watch as various gears and stuff start to shift and turn, and then with a sudden lurch, the entire vehicle moves forward. All of the wheels start to turn, and everything starts to move together in one massive unit. And you're off. I would like someone to roll me a d20. Just a straight d20 roll. No modifiers.
A straight D20 in this economy? 9.
Everyone or just someone?
Just one person.
Who's got good luck?
Darren
rolled.
already rolled for you all without consulting. So, there you go.
Too late.
We're all gonna
okay.
die. And then when is that different from
9.
session?
As you travel, and the travel is difficult, you're going over a lot of rocky terrain and various snowy hills that are pretty deep. And this vehicle seems to be designed for that sort of thing, but it's still having trouble, especially with the deeper snowdrifts. But it has this massive sort of boat-like front that allows it to plow through these large snowdrifts. Eventually, you all see that you're actually starting to catch up with the slow-moving storm front that ran over you the night before. And it starts to get pretty chilly. But the day goes on without too much issue. As you come to the evening, you set up camp. And it's pretty chilly, but... What did you all talk about during the day as you rode across the plains, the wastes?
Why don't we all go one by one to approach the subjects? So, Prod continues to talk about high school kind of sport. He's really into it. And you find out more that Callists, like, so they grew up in a monastery, you understand this. The Callists sport is sort of like very musical theatre-y, and he was, you sort of see that he has toned his mind and his body to being the best at this sport you can possibly be. And you still have no further in on understanding what the rules are, but now you know that there are significant, there are like 40 people at each game who have a specific role. That's all you learn about Prod.
Jesus.
Was it librarian who
What the hell?
did remember the Feywild times?
I did not.
Who am I thinking?
No. Ingvar and Horace.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna broach a topic I feel like is particularly important. We went to the Feywild, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I've gathered that much. I remember that step, and then I was in amongst a bunch of rocks with you guys being restrained by Pod. Was that it? I'm gesturing to Elfie's character.
Pod? Is that your name?
Prod?
Prod.
No,
Prod.
my name's Prod, like prodigious, like
Okay,
prodigious
okay.
Maximus, like
Right.
big Prod.
Okay.
Um,
Don't know what language that name's from, but okay. So, what happened in between those 2 points where we went through a portal and then I was being physically restrained by Prod?
It's a long story.
Okay.
well, I don't really remember much, but to be fair, I don't remember a lot. But I know that I made a good friend.
I'm presuming we encountered you in the Feywild, that there wasn't like some extra step in between, right?
We were in the Feywild?
We were.
Yeah.
Okay. Prod, do you remember how you got to be in there?
And he thinks on this and goes, I was really good at
Yeah?
sports. And then he goes into another monologue
Oh, for you,
about
you.
his sport.
Okay. Just like, alright. Okay, we went to the Feywild, we met the spirit that was inside Horus, Mr. Silveri. And we ended up traveling across to an ancient temple that apparently held different forms of Horus, and from there we ended up fighting a giant Medusa,
Right.
and and then we met with what seemed to be a very scary-looking archfey, and ended up getting into a bit of a scuffle amongst each other because he mind manipulated all of you, and Ingvar managed to keep their cool, but everybody else was kind of out of it. And yeah, that's basically. And then after that, and then the group hug, and yeah.
Group hug? Tries to hug.
Oh god.
No, maybe later. Prod.
Yeah, we got on the ancient temple, but fought the Medusa. And I think it was Silveri that unfroze Prod. I think.
Yeah, Silveri unfroze Prod.
So Silveri unfroze Pod, and then we defeated the Medusa. And then we fled the Feywilds because there was a whole ass load of spiders coming after us.
Yes. And I have a new I have a new Horus now.
Yeah,
Why
we slapped
is
it
the
all.
donkey called Horus?
Don't ask.
I'm referring to the sword. My sword is called Horus.
Suffice it to say, we don't generally give Horus naming rights over things.
So you're Horus, the sword's Horus, the donkey's Horus.
Yes.
What else is
Yes.
Horus?
It's the one that Kazma
Don't
didn't
ask.
end up as Horus at one point there.
I'm asking, what else is Horus?
I put my foot down with that one.
Who knows?
Everything can be Horus.
Can I be Horus?
No!
If you wish.
Oh god.
Prodigious Horus Maximus.
Ingrid just gives out a long suffering sigh.
The big prod whore.
No!
Yes!
Oh my god, no!
The
You
big
two need to get off
Horus.
this ride!
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Lydia, this is what you signed up for.
You're in
Actually,
for the long haul,
Lucian, you
baby.
asked me to be in this group. You should have known.
That's true, I should have notified everyone, but it's too late now.
One of these days, you will pass around a consent form.
Alright. But yeah, that's filling in the holes, I suppose, with the memories.
I need a consent form to get you guys on camera, not to necessarily get you guys to meet new people.
I disagree.
Getting us to touch grass? How dare you?
How dare thou force us to have a good time?
Oh my.
Oh no, not like that!
Today's D&D session will take place in an actual dungeon.
Imagine.
I did dream that once.
I am an afternoon's train journey away from pretty much everyone. Just putting that out there.
Well,
Oh, no.
except for Rakan.
yes,
Except for Khan.
Unless it's a
Sorry.
really fast train.
yes.
Unless it's a
Different
train that
now.
can go over water, you know.
Those exist.
May I
You're
present to you
existing
my
underwater.
invention, the boat.
The world's
Once again, millionaire invents public transport. It's called the
yeah.
X tube.
I feel
Oh,
we're getting
fuck,
off
The
fuck.
X
topic.
cloth on it.
God.
very
No,
slightly
that's
off
not.
topic.
Anyway,
Where
where
can
were
I
we?
ask Bugbear what the name of the boat ship thing is? And can I ask Bugbear what his name is? Oh no, we already did
Elban.
that.
His,
Never
his
mind.
name
Sorry.
is Elban. You already know
Hmm.
that. So you ask him what the name of the vehicle is.
Hmm. This is a mighty donkey
Well.
that you are riding.
is
What
not
is
a-
its name?
It is not a donkey. It is a. It is a. I don't actually know what it is, alright? It's. When I never came up with a name for it. It was. A mechanical beast. Some form of.
Automobile.
Some
Automobile.
form of mechanical donkey.
Well,
Do you accept,
w-
do you
Mecha
accept naming
mule.
suggestions? Do you accept naming suggestions?
Sure.
You call
How
it
about
Big
Horus?
Oh, God.
I
That's my
cast
disposition.
Call Lightning
you
at third
see
level.
the bugbear visibly wince.
You walk into
Actively
the house
just-
like,
Oh.
It's a
Ingvar
nice
just-
name.
No, Ingvar looks over and goes, "You name anything else, Horace, and I'm throwing you over the side of this vehicle."
Come on. Uh,
3 Horaces are quite enough.
fine, fine. Do you all have any better name suggestions?
where did
Big
you,
Horace.
where exactly did you get all of this stuff? You seem to have a great many fascinating devices.
Some members of my tribe known for their creative acumen, but I am an inventor, an explorer of the deep and unknown parts of this world. I have been creating and tinkering for a very long time.
Can I roll an insight to check if he's lying and if he
Yeah.
just nicked it all?
Sure, go for it.
Hello.
What would that be? That would be insight. Where the hell is my insight? There it is. Normal roll, please. 17.
17. He
Nice.
seems pretty honest. He seems
Okay.
very gruff and kind of reserved. But he
Man
doesn't
after
seem
my
to
own
be
heart.
lying, as far as you can tell.
Right, okay.
But yeah, he turns back to you and goes, I suppose since I designed this vehicle to go through rough terrain, snow, the like, I suppose this would be a snowjack.
A what?
Oh, Jack.
Snowjack.
No, Jack. That's a nice
No,
name.
Jack. That's a good name. Well done.
Perfect name.
And like he genuinely, Big Prod has this moment where, because he's all bravado, he looks the bugbear like dead in the eyes, and be like, "Well done. It's a good name." Just trying to make him feel good about something. He obviously doesn't get a lot of human contact or
As
person
far as you
contact.
can tell, he hasn't had any human contact in years. But you don't know that.
Right, good job. Good name, Snowjack. The Jack of the Snow, jacking
That's-
everywhere.
No.
And he stands at the front with his arms open, like Titanic style as it goes.
Okay, roll me a dexterity check on that, because it's a moving vehicle, and you are standing on an open engine bay.
Oh, come on, man. Is that saving throw or is that just general?
Saving throw, yeah, sure.
I shouldn't have asked that. 12.
12. As it's
Better
getting
than
pretty
average.
late in the day, and as you clambered over all of the various gears and bits and pieces, a bit of your boot got torn off by this massive rotating, like, blade-like gear on top, which is just going.
Excuse you.
Sorry.
I killed
And
them.
you clamber over all of this, and you get to the front. And it's getting pretty late in the day. And Elban just sort of pulls on one big lever on the side. And the entire vehicle stops. And you fly about 20 feet before you land in a bank of snow. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Oh no.
Are you alright?
Just thumbs up. I'm fine! From in the snow. I'm fine!
Okay, so
Oh, they're fine.
the tent is set up, the flooring is puzzled its way out, and you all take another night's rest. So you all get a long rest. You pack up the next morning, and you head off once more. I would like someone to roll me a d20.
Can I roll the d20?
Yeah, it shouldn't be me. We'll die if it's me again.
I got an 18.
Yay! Probably.
Hey.
Potentially.
Hopefully.
We hope.
Tarask, it's the opposite way.
18. So, the day progresses smoothly. The storm front that you all saw yesterday seems to fade off in the distance, going an opposite direction to where you guys are headed now. Sort of heading more in an easterly direction while you guys go southwest. But as you're all looking in an easterly direction, Elban points something out to you all. As the vehicle chugs along across the snowbanks, he points out a large winding river and a tall mountain. A tall set of mountains, actually. And he points them out, and you see one of these mountains has small spikes coming out of the top of it. Well, not the top of it, but like halfway up the side, there's small spikes that sort of come out the top and twist, and various ones of them have small plumes of smoke coming out of them. He points them out and says, That is Falstaff, a dwarven city. Right over there under those mountains. It's about a day's journey using this, using Snowjack to get there. And that way, and he points to the direction that you guys are heading, is Farrenholm. And we should arrive there within the next 2 days. The day passes smoothly, without issue.
During the day, I'd like to sit down and try to meditate if I can.
Okay. So,
And focusing on the blade.
roll me a wisdom check.
Oop.
Could we say it's a save?
No,
Okay,
we
welcome
could
back.
not say it's a save.
Oh.
I can't
Okay.
hear you anymore. Oh, God,
14.
I found the wire over.
14.
Nope.
Jump.
Hold on, I'll put
You
myself on
sit
mute for a
at
second.
the back of the Snowjack, cross-legged with your sword across your palms.
Yes.
Meditate. And then you hear something. as the engine shifts over into another gear and you get knocked out of your meditation space. You look over and you see this large... Well, you hadn't noticed yesterday, but you see today this large cavity in the back of the engine where a large ball of some sort of metallic sphere is inserted into the engine, which then shuts, chunk, and the entire engine starts speeding up in its revolutions.
I'm gonna brace myself.
The
However I can.
landscape ahead of you is flat and wide, and it seems that Elban has decided that this is the time to open her up.
Oh,
and
no.
The vehicle starts going faster and faster. I would like you all to roll me a dexterity check.
Ooh.
Do I get any
All
kind
right.
of benefit from
Well.
racing?
Whoa!
Check
I'll give you
or
advantage
saving
brace.
throw.
Check, just check.
Check.
Advantage, you said?
Advantage if you brace.
Okay.
I'm braced. I've learnt my lesson.
I am definitely
Oh,
not
good
braced.
lord. Well, I was
No,
braced then. Was that
the
braced?
mule-
Am I still being
No.
held?
It's not, in fact.
You're no longer being held. This is the second day.
Ah.
The third day.
The arms are
Prod's feeling
tired.
a little
Okay,
less
so who
afraid.
rolled below a 10?
Me.
Me.
Even with
was-
advantage, I both times rolled 4.
God damn.
14.
14. So anyone who rolled below a 10,
Yep.
you feel yourselves jostled about as the vehicle charges through these various snowbanks. And you each take 2 to 3 points of bludgeoning damage. 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you are bounced across the hard surface of this vehicle and kind of just jostled around a lot. But you're making good time. And Elban turns to you all and says, 1.5 days, 2 at the most, and we should get there.
I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to meditate in this thing. Alright, sounds good.
Would it help if I cast Sanctuary on Horus?
What does Sanctuary do?
It's normally used against creatures making attacks or like harmful effects. But I mean, if it's damaging us, does it count as a harmful effect? And does the cart in this case count as a creature?
The Snowjack does not count as a creature, per se. It counts as a
Tentacle
vehicle.
donkey.
It's a construct, I guess, but yeah.
It's a construct of a type, but it's not sentient, so it wouldn't count as a creature. So in this instance, Sanctuary wouldn't really help.
Would you happen to know silence?
No. Fortunately, the librarian ironically does not know the spell silence.
How does that work?
I just go over and ask them. I know I talked about the flaying earlier, but we're not barbarians in there. Christ!
Can we have a conversation about the library in general? Because Prod's never come across a library of such interest. Zeron, can you describe what your character looks like? What does your character look like again?
Oh yeah, my character is kind of clad in this like acolyte's robe with a strange symbol on it. You presume it's the sign of the library, with kind of copper spectacles and this weird blue shimmer skin and white hair.
Okay, so looks funky.
Yeah, looks a lot like a normal human, very much like some weird fucking.
Some weird fucking thing. Cool. He just, oh, dude. What the fuck's up with the library, yo?
Hmm.
And he says that with the most
What the fuck is
sincere
up with
love.
that?
For the first time, someone has asked me about the library in this whole campaign, and the librarian's eyes light up. Oh, well, it's a wonderful place. We have books, we have artifacts, we archive from all over, and we serve hundreds of well, we did serve hundreds of people a day, and it's brilliant. It's a wonderful magical institution that everyone who, of course, is within the select people that we offer library cards to should be able to join and peruse the collection. Of course, we do have to have strict rules. Hence the flaying, though that's one's a bit archaic, and we haven't done that in, well.
Make a history check.
You think Prod knows anything?
You to make a
Sure.
history check.
2.
Two.
Sounds legit!
None of this rings a bell, but it sounds pretty interesting.
Where is the library? I wanna go.
Well, technically anywhere and everywhere. Haven't really seen a way back in a while, though. We
Is
had
it like
bit
a
of
library of the soul? And he like
well, actually, no, it's not. It is a place. You can be there. It's where I get my little guys from. You know, the when I gave you the back massager.
Oh, the 8-incher.
I don't know that specific terminology for an A42 construct observer, but yes, sure.
He goes, cool. And why, if you're the librarian, tell me if this is rude, but why aren't you at the library?
I had a kind of a tumultuous exit.
Wisdom
oh.
saving throw,
That's an understatement.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm
Just need more
sorry.
psychic damage. No, this is good. 20.
20. Okay. As
Nice.
Prod asks this question, why aren't you in? You remember red. Walking the halls, the red carpets. Red and blue carpets. No, blue carpets. You know they were blue. It's the library's color, it's blue. Blue and silver and... why is it red? And you remember turning a corner round a bookcase. Carpet, red, red, very red. And you remember seeing a construct, big construct, made of black iron, but that's not right, because the library constructs are made of bronze and brass and copper. It's black iron construct. And then it hits you like a wave of memory, running through the halls of the library, away from this thing, this massive, what you remember to be an annihilator construct, but corrupted beyond recognition, its eye red and pulsing, in one hand carrying a body, smearing the carpets with the red. And you remember running, and you remember feeling the thumping, the thudding, as something running after you, something massive, something dangerous. You remember seeing a door, and you went for it, and you remember feeling something fly over your head, and you remember feeling energy and electricity, and suddenly you were falling, and splash! You were in the water, and it was cold. And then you were clinging onto something. It was a bridge, and then you saw Isaac and Ingvar and Darren as they pulled you from the water, and you looked back, and the door was broken and empty.
I was running. There was something inside the light. Something I remember. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Are you alright,
I-
librarian?
I give him a
Uh,
hug, man.
As you hug the librarian, something weird happens with their appearance. You see, for the first time, everyone else, you're pretty familiar with the librarian's appearance. This is very strange. Even Horace, when you saw them do the weird face warp almost in the alleyway,
Yes.
this is different. Their hair starts to change color to a vibrant red, and their skin starts changing back to a more humanoid color. And I want to invoke Divergent Persona.
Okay.
Oh.
And for those few seconds, you see a different person. I left her. And then it
What?
snaps back.
And you see the librarian.
His form like recoils. The hair changes back.
Just walk over
I'm
to
s-
librarian. You alright? What?
Librarian?
I'm sorry, I don't know what just happened.
No. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You alright? Breathe.
I think something's after me. But there was a young girl.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
As the sound of the engine once again fills your ears, librarian. But it's so reminiscent. So reminiscent of that ticking and thumping and grinding sound as you were chased down the hallways of the library.
I'm sorry. Can I offer you something to read?
Librarian? Librarian? No, take a deep breath.
Actually,
Prod
my reading
reaches
is
into
quite
his
fine.
little knapsack and pulls out a script and gives it to the librarian. Just be like,
Oh, wonderful checking in. Do you have
Yeah.
your card with you?
yes, and he pulls out the little pamphlet you gave him and just does a pretend transaction because that
Oh,
Yeah.
look, normally we don't just accept the signed form. We do need the card, but you know, it's a special day.
special day. Yeah.
Yes, it's
And then
someone's birthday, I'm sure. I don't know why I'm
Yes.
sure.
He's like, this story is about a guy called the Schmibrarian. He's lying, obviously. It's some stupid high school script, and the Schmibrarian's very afraid, and he has a gang of friends who keep him safe. Okay.
Well, let me check. I open the index at my side and I scroll. I almost like scroll through some pages looking through. I'm like, well, you are about 426 years late for the creative writing competition, but I think I can make an exception. It seems that none of them were judged, and 3 of them were written by drunken gnolls, so there's at least one spot.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Gives you a little head pat and just walks off. It's like, what the fuck was that about?
Just like gonna quietly sit myself next to the librarian, just like, shit. I'm bad at this. Just like, if you need anything, I'm right here, buddy.
And I am right here for you too.
The day draws to a close. made decent progress. 2 days to Fahrenheit. Camp is set up. Tent erected. I can see you smiling, Elfie.
I'm sorry, I have to mute for me to laugh.
Yes, the tent was erected.
Oh my!
Ho ho ho!
Sorry, it's who I am.
No, it's fine. You will get a good night's sleep, recovering any hit points that may have hit you in the face on the fast journey through the plains. Next morning, you will pack up and board the Snowjack once more. Who wants to be the one to roll a d20 today?
I think yeah, I'll do it.
Alright.
Is this the last one?
That just
Wow.
vanished into thin air. 8.
I rolled it as the whole.
Okay.
Whoops. Oh,
So, day continues on. Wind picks up, pretty heavy. You all feel the chill as it whistles its way through. Storm seems to be gathering again on the horizon. It's cold. I would like you all to roll me a Constitution saving throw. As the chill of this journey starts to set in.
14?
18.
17.
5.
Who
Give us a
rolled
second.
below 15?
Me.
Me.
Elfie. You both take 1 point of exhaustion. As
I
the
would like to
chill-
mention that it is on a natural 1 that 5 came about.
You both take a point of exhaustion as the chill starts to permeate your Prod's excessively liberated skin, shall we say, and Horace's not
Feathers.
particularly well covered feathers. But the day progresses, and once again, you will find yourselves bedding down for the night. Quiet day. As you bed down for the night, and Elban lets you all know that we should be reaching Farinol by tomorrow afternoon at the latest.
Alright, sounds good. Nice. Also, sorry to be the party pooper. It's not 1 point of damage. It's a point of exhaustion.
That is what I said.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought it was 1 point at my. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. Apologies.
Yes, I know. I'm no fun.
You're gonna heal
Dude,
back up. You're gonna heal back up overnight anyway.
Where do you even
Yeah,
add
how do you
exhaustion?
add exhaustion on
Yeah,
this
I don't know either.
particular?
You just keep track of it mentally.
Oh, great. That's gonna be.
Just put it on the
amazing for
bio
me.
page for
I
now.
feel like anyone that needs
Yeah.
to use a character sheet probably will not be able to keep track of exhaustion mentally.
Yeah. But one level we'll get it back with a long rest, and it's just like for your memory, a disadvantage on all ability checks.
Oh,
I
sick.
guess you could just set disadvantage.
Oh, not
for now.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Cool.
But long rest, we'll get that back if we get a long
Okay.
rest.
So, the night comes as you all settle into the tent once more. As it is the last night before you get to Barenholm, and the snowdrifts are starting to thin out in favor of more sort of rocky, grassy terrain with not as much snow as you're leaving the north. Who wants to take first walk for the night?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Alright. I'll roll perception.
Yeah. Roll me perception.
Alright, 16! Pretty good!
16. The storm front seems to be brewing pretty soon, but it's not heading towards you, it's heading past you. You look out into the night. You see Kazma once again curled up around Horace. Silver scales twinkling in the moonlight. You look around. You swear you can hear birds, ravens cawing in the distance.
Just,
And then
look up. Yes?
you hear
Where do I hear this from?
it seems to be coming from maybe 70 to 80 feet away, a little bit to the north.
Okay. Seeing this, just look back slightly and just. I've never been the smartest, alright. And I will get up and slowly and carefully make my way towards where I hear the voice.
Okay. You step out into the cold towards a small hill with a large tree on it. You hadn't noticed when you arrived. As you step towards it, you notice in the branches of the tree large raven-like birds, all staring down at you, their heads cocked to one side, their eyes glinting. You look around and you see at one side of the tree stands a tall, shadowed figure, thin and lithe, wearing dark purple robes with gold trim. On the other side, you see a tall, heavily built figure with large, very broad shoulders, holding an axe in one hand and a shield in the other, in green and brown leathers, who steps forward into the moonlight. Both figures. One has the head of a bear, the large one with the axe. The other has the head of a raven. As they both step forward, the one with the raven's head cocks it to one side and extends a clawed hand towards you and says, "Are you ready for our tests?" One.
Just carefully, like, put one hand near my blade, Horus. Like, not gripping it, just holding it near it as I just do. Who are you?
We are the creators, the destroyers. We are the ones who built you and took your kind from the ashes of the old world. We are those known to you as gods. The last of us and the first. And the one with the bear head goes, "We are the ones seeking champions to fight, to come to the aid of those who cannot, And all of these voices, barely whispers. You notice that the figures themselves are slightly transparent.
What? Okay. Like now, slightly breathing heavily and just like, what? What? You were saying something about a what test? What?
Are you ready?
Just like looked side to side, just. I suppose so.
And you wake up. You dozed off at the front of the tent. You look out. Hill's empty. No birds. No tree. Nothing.
Just rub my head. And could I make a religion check to try to know what
may.
gods?
You may
Yes.
make a
Okay.
religion.
Not one, really? That's a 6 on a nat 1.
You think you could place, but in your frazzled state, you're not sure. Maybe if you give it some thought, but at the moment, idea.
Oh, I need some sleep. God, I'll ask the librarian when tomorrow. I'll try to remember tomorrow. Just talking to myself before I walk over to Ingvar and just poke him slightly.
I'm awake.
Yeah, it's fine. I need you to take watch. So
Not a problem. You get some
Yes.
rest. You sound like you need it.
Ingvar.
yes.
Perception check.
Yep. Oh god. Oh, where's my thingy? I think my perception's just +1 anyway. Oh no, it's +3. I need to read. Dice, please.
Natural 20. Oh,
Jeez.
Ooh.
all right.
Well then.
You sit at the front of the tent as you watch the storm front roll by in the distance, lost in thought. It starts to snow a bit. And you hear it out in the distance. Sound of boots through snow. You look out in the distance. Your camp is completely dark at the moment. All the fires have been snuffed out. Any lights that were running, completely dark. You look out in the distance and you see, crunching through the snow, the lantern, held aloft, held high, as a dark figure walks through the snow. Not towards you. Past you. Maybe 150 feet away.
What the hell are they doing out? What the hell's that? It is. That
The
can't be
lantern
anything good.
Flickers a gentle blue flame.
Should I wake them up or should I just let them pass by?
It's up to you.
Well, if they're not coming towards us, then it might be smarter to let them pass by without realizing we're there.
As you
Excuse
say this, you notice that the lantern's starting to get closer. You thought it was passing by, but now it's changed direction.
Oh shit.
Towards you. And before you can really think about it, you notice that the lantern's a lot closer than you expected. And out of the slight snow, you see a hooded man with a long staff in one hand and a lantern in the other, hoisted high, walking out of the night towards a campfire that you're relatively sure had gone out a while back.
Hello, self.
And this old man who's walking towards you with this blue lantern walks up and says, "Hello there, friend. Do you mind if I sit by your fire for a little bit? I'm quite tired. I've been trekking through these wastes for a few days now."
Sensing no ill intent, yeah, he gives him a nod and says, "Yeah, take a seat."
Thank you, my friend. You see, this man is robed in black with gold thread embroidered into the various bits and pieces of his cloak. He's holding a heavy staff in one hand, heavy gnarled wooden staff with a small bluish gem at the top. And in the other hand, he's holding a little, what looks like a fog lantern of some sort. He puts it down on the floor, and you notice this flickering blue flame inside it. And he goes, "Thank you. I'm most appreciative of those who offer sanctuary to those weary travelers in need." And he puts his stuff down. Even as the snow is coming in, you notice that it's kind of melting as it nears the proximity of the campfire. And he sits down and pulls out a sort of, I guess you could say, a small packed lunch type thing from under his cloak, and opens it up. And you see a sort of like a pastry of some sort that he slices into with a small pocket knife that he pulls out from under his cloak as well. He slices into it and takes a bite and puts it in his mouth, and then slices off another piece and offers it towards you and says, "For your kindness, stranger."
Oh, well, thank you very much, says as he takes it.
"Might I ask your name?"
God, what is with my English today? My name's Ingvar.
Ingvar. Wonderful, wonderful. I am Tenon.
Tis a-
A wanderer of these northern wastes. I have been quite some time.
Pleased to meet you.
Might I ask what you are doing out here, these forlorn places?
Oh, well, we're just passing through to the capital, really. We've been travelling for a few days now.
I see, I see. I wish you luck on your journey. This is a harsh world that you live in. I'm sure that you will find what you are looking for there, though. I wish you
No.
luck.
Eh.
And
Thank you.
puts away the package and stands up, puts his staff on the ground, and you watch as he walks off into the snowstorm, not leaving any footprints.
Oh dear.
Did you eat the pie?
Not yet, he's still holding it.
Okay.
He might eat it, but not quite. He's not very hungry at the moment, so...
Okay. Who do you wake up for the next one?
I'll give Prod a prod.
Prod gently unfurls himself from around the librarian who's been shit to sleep. And goes, "You got pie? Where do you get pie from?"
Oh, I'm just a passing traveller wandering through.
Oh, cool. Have you... Hang on, just let me do something. And he casts Divine Sense on said pie.
Okay.
He's had run-in with people who give him bad pies before. Some
Is the
pies
pie
are
holy?
evil. They don't need to be They don't need to be cursed to be evil. Some pies are just evil.
Some pies are just badly made.
Yeah.
What does divine sense do? What are you looking for?
The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor. A powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. And I can just sort of open my awareness to the pie.
It's some pretty good pie.
You can see that the Prod's like, wish I met him. I wish I had pie. It's fine. I'm bigger than this. I'm better than this. And I don't look at it and I walk out because I'm a good boy and I don't eat other people's pie. And I walk out of the tent and I sit by the campfire and I brood about it.
He was gonna offer the pie, but you know.
No. Prod's better than this. He knows he's got leg day coming up. He's got to get that protein. He's not going to eat the pie.
You know
If
what she
I could have everyone else quickly deafen themselves just for this, and Rod, if you can keep yourself.
Hello.
Rakan! There we go.
Okay.
So the pie.
Uh-huh.
I said it was pretty good pie. It was
Yeah.
pretty divine pie.
I know that. Mentally, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Mm.
Prod knows. Prod knows. So Prod's gonna sit by the campfire and do. And are you gonna eat the pie yet?
I mean, I'm not particular. If you want the pie, you can have the pie. I'm not particularly hungry at this
No,
moment.
Prod's not asking. Alfie's
Oh.
asking.
No, I'm just confused.
Sorry.
Prod
Prod does
make a
nothing.
perception
He ignores you.
Guys, I will say I am afraid I have to hop out right now. Yeah, I'm really sorry for hopping out early, but yeah, sorry.
check. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just one more day of travel.
Ah, okay.
We'll
So,
be
feel free to-
session relatively soon. But
Feel free to go on without me. Bye bye.
Later.
perception check, Prod.
Perception. What am I doing? He's not that bright, but let's find out. 12.
12. Night passes by pretty uneventfully. It's quiet. Not much. seems
Just
to
thinking
happen.
about pie the whole time.
Thinking about that pie. Just
Thinking about that pie.
But you can't have that pie. But you.
I'm not gonna have the pie. I've gotta. I'm counting calories because there's a certain muscle on my leg that is just not there yet, and it's gonna be there, and I have to work on it. But if I do, I have to eat my protein and not the pie. And he's having this like moral dilemma for a good cause he could go inside, he could just ask for the pie. He would get the pie if he asked for the pie, but he's not gonna ask for the pie because he's a good boy. And that's his entire moral compass right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Is that all the watches?
one more to go.
One more to go.
Either
think
Darren
I'm
or
gonna-
Librarian.
I don't want to wake up the librarian. Has Lying had a go yet?
Nope.
No. So I'm gonna walk over to Darren and give Darren a little poke. Hey, wake up! It's your turn.
Okay. Are you going to sleep?
Yes, I love you. He gives you a little kiss on the head, and then goes and cuddles the librarian.
Darren really would like their personal boundaries to be more respected, but okay. Right, okay, right. The dwarf is going to watch out across the open sky with the vast snowy tundra, as it were, effectively.
Roll me a perception check.
Six.
Ouch.
I've done so badly today.
It's getting pretty windy. You watch as the fire flickers out after a while. Don't really see anything. It's very, very white. There's a lot of white. A lot of snow.
Okay. Well,
How much
I
else?
guess I've got a moment to myself then. I saw Horace doing meditation earlier. I've been through some things recently, so since I've got a moment and everyone else is asleep, or soon to be, hopefully, I'm gonna take a moment to try and meditate and see if I can figure out exactly why I'm suddenly able to use magic, and why it apparently showed up as soon as I encountered a dragon for the first time in my life in the flesh.
Alright then. Roll me a wisdom check.
Oh goody. I should not try to make character development happen when I'm rolling this badly, but oh well. 13 total.
13. You spend a decent portion of your watch sitting in a sort of meditative pose that you saw Horace trying earlier. It's cold. You're a dwarf, so you're used to the cold, especially in this area, especially so close to home. But after a while, meditating, thinking, nothing really comes to you. The best you can guess, sometimes weird things happen. You're a little distracted, especially being this close to home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna spend my entire watch doing that, pretty much.
Okay. So, morning comes, and you all wake to white snow and a readiness to get back on the road for your last leg of the journey. Who wants to roll me a d20?
I'll do it. I don't know what that was.
I haven't rolled one in a while, but I feel like it would be a bad idea.
I can't roll because your massive head's in the way. Hang on. There we go. 19.
19. Okay. Roll me a d6.
Oh no.
That's worse. Come on. So much in the... Okay. D6. 2.
2. You all climb aboard the Snowjack. And Elban inserts the power core, shifts everything into gear, and you start trundling off once more into the frozen landscape. It starts to get a little less frozen. You start to see rocks and various trees and various things that are not quite so dead, until eventually you get onto a dirt track road. The weather is lovely and clear. Everything looks wonderfully, wonderfully bright. As you're going, you spot on the side of the road a small market stall. Small merchant's market stall, seemingly put out on the side of the road. You've actually spotted various few travelers going through this area now because it's not quite as snowy and cold. Market stall looks pretty nice, pretty inviting. It looks like it's tended to by an elderly woman who's sat in a rocking chair next to it. Do you guys want to stop?
Yeah. If you guys want to stop, say hello to the old lady. Calm down.
Yeah.
I could do a stretching my legs a bit more, sure.
I need to, stock up on some supplies. My character's been adventuring for a little while and is needs some stuff.
15 years, apparently.
Oh yeah, are you hungry
So-
or thirsty?
Elban sort of goes, well, all right, and pulls on the brake, and the entire vehicle slows to a halt near the market stall. You see this elderly woman who's sort of sitting in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth, knitting, and she's wearing these big old glasses as well, and she looks up at you all and goes, "Oh, hello, dearies. Welcome. What can Granny do for you today?" And you see her knitting this very long purple scarf that's sort of blowing out halfway into the road at this point, and it doesn't look like she's noticed that it's gotten that long. She's just kept knitting.
Sorry. Go. Hey, Gran! I'd know she's not my Gran, but she seems like the person you'd call Gran. I like your scarf. Have you got
Thank you, dearie.
some like supplies that I could use for my travels, Miss
Let me see
Ma'am.
what I've got in the...
Gran?
And she gets up from the rocking chair. She doesn't get up from the rocking chair. She just kind of gets shorter. And you notice that this woman is a dwarf. And what at first you thought was just a large shawl that was around her neck is actually this big, bushy white beard. And you watch as she gets up and steps down and walks around to the stall. And she's about 3 feet tall. She's not a very tall person. You watch as she walks around, and you can hear a slight clomp, clomp, clomp as steel toe-capped boots beneath this big flowery dress as she walks to the marketplace stall. Darren,
Mm-hmm.
roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, hell. Oh, no. You're not doing this to me again.
No, no.
Oh, I know what this is gonna be.
Oh, it's Morin all over again.
5.
Seems like a pretty nice lady. Okay, so as she clumps round to the back of the market stall, she goes, "Well, dearie, what do you want for your travels? I've got a bit of rope. I've got some. What's this?" And she picks up a large box and slaps it down on the counter, and you see an array of different bottles in there, and she looks at it and goes, "Oh no, you don't want any of this." And she puts it down again. Ingvar, roll me a perception check.
That's a 20.
The dark blue bottles look very familiar.
Is that Morin's cure-all, I see?
She looks up at you sharply and goes, "How do you know about that old fraudster,
He just kind of rummages through his backpack for a moment and pulls out the bottle that looks really similar to the one she's got.
Well, if you ever see him again, tell him old Agnes wants a word." And you
Yes,
notice
ma'am.
that her voice suddenly gets a lot gruffer.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you get the feeling that you do recognize this person lying. Not a member of your family, but someone who had relations with your great-great-granduncle, shall we say.
Oh, goody.
And who they didn't part on the best of terms.
I think I gathered that part.
She rummages through a couple of other things and goes, "Oh, okay, here we go, dearie." And she puts up another box which contains 3 small vials of red liquid. And she says, These will help restore you to health if you ever need that sort of thing. It's pretty good for mending wounds and all that sort of thing."
I go, thank you, Gran. He's not quite sure how to interact with anyone, really. You've just started to witness that Prod is kind of awkward whilst asking for things. He goes, thank you, Gran. How much will 3 be? It's like he's never bought
3?
anything in his life.
Oh, let's see. So, these will be 25 gold each.
He whips behind him and goes to the librarian. Is that a good deal? I don't know. And he gets nothing back. Cool.
Terry, you here?
Yes.
Okay. And he whips around and goes, I'll have 1! And then literally just launches the money at her, takes it, and then runs back to the cart.
All right, dearie. She fumbles the 25 gold pieces that you just chucked at her, and sort of puts them together on the counter.
And he
Weird,
just
young
goes
lad.
under, like, if there's like a sack or something, he like, he's massive, but he'll just sort of go under the sack in the cart and just be like,
Okay, so add 1 minor potion of healing to your inventory.
okay, sick.
It does
Will do.
2d4 plus 2 healing.
Hmm.
Pretty small vials of healing.
I wonder what that was about.
I get the feeling our new friend is a little bit socially awkward.
And what about the rest of you? Anything in particular that you're all looking for?
Do you happen to have any arrows of some sort of description?
I'm afraid not, dearie. I don't dabble in weaponry.
That's quite alright. Then I'm alright. I'm just need of more supplies. I'll get some more arrows in the city.
I'm gonna have a quick conversation with Elbrin, I think.
With...
The driver.
Oh, yeah, Elben. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you wanted to... You mentioned that you wanted us to not tell people where you are and what you were doing, right?
That would be preferable.
Well, forgive me, but is this contraption not going to draw some amount of attention as you drive towards the cityscape?
To a degree, but it is necessary. I have a lot of supplies that I need to take back with me. And I always end up moving locations, so it's fine.
Yeah, you sure. I guess I'll hop down and go see Granny.
Okay. So you approach the marketplace stall. What are you looking for? What do you want to buy?
Well, my
Talk
first
about?
question is, how does she look at me?
She doesn't recognize you.
Thank The gods.
But she's not a
I-
member of your family, and you haven't had many interactions with her.
Yes, well, surprisingly, people who are not part of your family can still recognize you.
She doesn't seem to recognize you at the very least.
Very good.
I'm so tempted to go, hey, within while going, hey, Darren, do you know her? But I better not.
Hmm. Well, breathing a slight quiet sigh of relief as she apparently doesn't seem to immediately recognize me, at least. Ma'am, I feel like this is something of a long shot, but do you happen to have anything in the realm of personal transmutation?
Personal transmutation? Not. I only really have what I can make. I'm an apothecary, young man. I'm not entirely certain. Let me have a look. She sort of rummages through a couple of boxes and pulls out a small, thimble-sized gem of some sort and looks at it and then shakes her head and puts it back and pulls out a ring and looks at that.
While she's rummaging, I'm gonna.
Mhm.
No, I'm gonna look over the store around her as well.
The marketplace stall that she's got set up here, you can see rows of various herbs and spices. You can see a couple of boxes of like fruit and veg. There's strawberries as well. You see a couple of bottles on one side, what look to be a few different elixirs. You can see just below the counter the box of Morin's cure-all, which are there's like 12 bottles of the stuff. All of these like blue bottles with this brackish liquid in it. There's a couple of like boxes of knickknacks and other stuff like that. It doesn't look like they're a magic vendor of any sort. It looks like they mainly dabble in like herbal remedies and potions and apothecary stuff.
Okay.
But she rummages through a couple of things, and then she pulls up a ring. It's this sort of black band with a small sort of amber gem in it. She looks at it and goes, this might help. I'm not sure. It used to belong to my ex-husband. And she puts it on the counter and says, this is a ring of beast shaping, which allows the wearer once a day to turn into any animal that is of medium size. Yeah, any land-based animal of medium size, I think.
Okay. You've mentioned your ex a fair bit. I kind of overheard it. Overheard you a little
I've
bit.
had
Whilst I
many in my lifetime, young man.
was...
I've
Okay.
had many. Oh, you know, I had my first husband. He was a beast of a man. Wonderful. And she goes off extolling
Oh no.
the various
Hey.
virtues about the 15 husbands she's had over the years. Over
Jesus.
her 300-year lifetime.
Dear God. One second. While I look something up here. You mentioned a Jeremiah. I see you have I see you have a number of bottles of Morin's cure-all back there.
Yes, we had a fling, shall we say, and he offloaded some of this putrid, vile stuff on me a few years ago. He was a scoundrel, And she smiles when she says this. And I never want to see him again. And she smiles toothily when she says this.
Well, tell you what, I might run into him in the next little while, so if I do, trade you a discount on that ring for a nice swift right hook.
She considers it for a moment. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ah ha ha! At last, my skills have a chance to shine. In before it's 2 nat 1s. It's not much better. 16.
16. She looks at you and then goes,
Dice are garbage.
all right, young man. I appreciate a bit of gumption when it comes to handling trade. Tell you what, rings usually a bit pricey. That one there is about 125 gold, but tell you what, I'll knock off the 20. 100 gold.
Sure, deal.
Okay. So, you trade 100 gold, and you acquire a ring of beast shaping. It requires attunement, and it allows you to turn into any land-based creature of medium size. You cannot go smaller or larger, so bear that in mind. Or write that down, rather. I'll send you the full stat sheet later anyway, so it doesn't matter. But you get what I mean. And she sits back and goes, a pleasure doing business with you, young man.
Delights meeting you as well.
And, the rest of you, any of you looking for anything in particular?
Do you have any magical artifacts or cool as heck potions?
Not many magical artifacts. I'm afraid I don't dabble in those things all that much.
Oh, do you have any books?
No, but I do have some potions, if that's what you're interested in.
Do you have any potion books?
No, I all my recipes are kept up here. And she taps her head.
Oh. What kind of potions do you have again?
She pulls back the original box that she had that has 2 potions of minor healing. And she also pulls 2 other vials down from the rack behind her and puts them forward. One of them is this sort of deep blue liquid, and the other one is sort of a silvery sort of liquid. And she points both of them out, and as the second one, the silvery liquid one, she goes, this is a bottle of a potion that can make you tougher on the outside, and it is a stone skin potion. This one, she taps the blue one, is a bottle of my own little brew. I like to call it a potion of luck. Though the luck is expensive, I will say that.
What if I made an exchange?
What could you offer me?
I picked up this liquid, I think, in the Fey realm. It seems to have some very interesting properties.
And I present my water cask of lake
Silver
water.
Lake
And
water.
yeah.
Okay. She takes it from you, uncorks it, sniffs it, and goes, "This is water."
Do you have something small and organic around?
Yes, and she points to a potted plant on the thing.
I put a couple drips of water in the pot plant.
nothing happens.
That's odd. It grew a whole dragon before.
You get the sense that the effects of the lake are restricted to the lake.
Well, bottoms up. I drank the whole thing.
Oh Christ.
Okay. It's quite refreshing, actually. But it's water.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was just water, I guess, now. To be fair, I don't really remember much about that place. So it could just be I got befuddled. How much is the luck potion?
500 gold.
Oof. Ooh. You wound me, madam.
It's a luck potion. That shit's expensive.
Now, I happen to have some very interesting objects on my person. Aside from the thing that was clearly fake and maybe ill-intentioned considering it didn't work. I have several platinum capsules that you could use for your more noxious chemicals, or as a reagent of some sort.
Okay, bearing in mind those 2 platinum capsules you have contain 20 small green marbles.
I've separated the marbles and the capsules in my inventory.
Okay. So, she looks at it and goes, well, each of these capsules, and she lifts them up and weighs them, probably worth about 25 gold each. They're platinum capsules, but they're not that big. They're weight equivalent. They're probably worth 2.5 platinum, essentially.
Okay, so that's like half of what I need.
No.
Or no, is 1 platinum
1
10
platinum
gold?
is 10 gold.
Ugh.
People always make this mistake. It's like...
To be fair, platinum is exceedingly more rare than gold, so it kind of makes sense mentally in my head at least, but I'd see. So I can't afford this. Oh well, I guess I'll take one of the minor healing ones.
Okay, so 25 gold.
I spend 25 gold.
Okay. So you acquire a potion of minor healing that does 2d4 plus 2. Just so everybody knows, potions in this setting are split into minor, standard, greater, and superior. Of which the minor does 2d4 plus 2, the standard does 4d4 plus 4, the greater does 8d4 plus 8, and the superior does 12d4 plus 12. Just so that you're all aware of it. Okay. So, do any of you want to carry out any other business here, or are you all ready to get back on the road?
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all get back on the vehicle. Elvan pulls the large lever on the side, and you all shove yourselves forward as the entire vehicle starts to lumber its way forward once more. For most of the day, you all sit tight on the back of the Snowjack until eventually, about mid-afternoon, you start to see in the distance the spires and billowing smoke plumes of a city. In the distance, you see Fahrenholm, and you are making your way towards the front gates at speed. And that is where we're going to leave it for this evening. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. We went a little longer than I expected, but, you know, it does
When is
happen
that?
sometimes.
When is that unusual?
For a D&D
Shock.
session, I don't
Shock.
think it's unusual at all. Yeah, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope you all enjoyed. It was very fun for me. I do love doing these sessions. Our next session of Shadows of Sorcery will be on the 23rd of August. Hopefully we will have all our members there once again. We shall see. But for now, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I am going to go and raid a... who's live right now? Let's go raid Martin. Why not? Let's go raid in the Littlewood. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, everybody. I hope you all had fun. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow for some Space Engineers with me, Lying and Farrell. Have a very good evening, everyone, and a very, very good night. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.